Hello and welcome to another episode of the Senior Spotlight Show. I'm your host, AJ Ganger. Joining me now is our next senior, Brandon Richardson. Brandon, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Brandon Richardson, and basically just do my own thing.
Has there been any activities that you've been involved with at all? None? No sports or clubs or anything like that?
Nope.
What's been your favorite memory from attending Pickle City Schools?
My favorite memory would probably have to be this year in Mr. Collins' room, doing all that work and stuff and goofing off.
What has been the favorite part of being down there?
Goofing off.
Just goofing off, having a good time. What do you think underclassmen have to look forward to for their senior year?
The fact that it's their senior year and it's the last year they have to, go through all this.
What are some future plans that you have?
Going to Hobart for welding school.
Why did you pick that as opposed to going to a regular college?
Because I looked into it, and underwater welding is like $200,000 a year just starting off.
Yeah, a lot of trades like that are really big nowadays, which is cool. What is some advice that you would give anyone going into high school?
Get your work done and stay caught up on it, because I wasn't like that at first.
And then you kind of were like, oh, I got to get this done or I'm not going to graduate kind of deal.
Yeah.
Have you had any favorite teachers?
Yeah. Miss Crawford.
Why?
Because she's just super chill and funny and just understanding and a good person.
And is there anything else you would like to tell the community what it was like to go to Pickle High School?
No.
No, nothing at all. Thank you for taking the time, Brandon.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back here on the Senior Spotlight Show. Hello and welcome back to the Senior Spotlight Show. Joining me now is our next senior, Andrew Ojeda. Andrew, can you tell everybody your name?
My name is Andrew.
And who is your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher is Mrs. B.
What was your favorite activity in high school?
My favorite activity is cooking.
What will you do after graduation?
After graduation, I'm going to begin working.
Good. Thank you for joining us today, Andrew. We'll be right back here on the Senior Spotlight Show. Welcome back to the Senior Spotlight Show. Joining me now is our next senior, Kai Drysdale. Kai, thank you for joining us today.
It's no problem.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So, hey, my name is Kai. I'm a senior at Pickle High School. The most important thing in my life is skateboarding, and I would definitely like to push it more in this community.
Is there any activities that you've been involved with?
So with school, I've been involved with Spanish club, art club, and I also help with some stuff, as AJ knows, with sporting events and general stuff around the community in terms of filming.
What has been your favorite memory from attending Pickle City Schools?
I think being in Mr. Fashioner's class has been just any day in his class has been awesome, because he's always been encouraging to me, and he's always wanted me to pursue my passions and just be who I am, and not he's not an external pressure that's just well, you have to conform into this box. No, he just lets me be who I am.
What do you think underclassmen have to look forward to for their senior year?
There's definitely a lot of fun events like homecoming, or getting your senior pictures taken, or prom. I just say don't go too, parties aren't really worth it, but for sure just find what makes you happy outside of school and pursue that. Don't let anything push you away from that.
What are your future plans?
Right now I'm deciding between going to Edison just as a full-time student, or going into the National Guard and going to Edison as well.
What is some advice that you would give anyone going into high school, so an 8th grader coming up?
Don't let your education stop at the high school. If you find something interesting here, look it up online, see what you can do, and don't think that school is where your education stops. Like, you can always push yourself further.
I like that answer. Have you had any favorite teachers?
For sure, Mr. Fashner, Skeens, Miss Downs. What I look for in a teacher is just that they encourage the type of person you are, and they don't try to push you into a box, but they also try to bring you up to a higher standard, you know?
Yeah, I understand that 100%. Tell me anything else that you would like to tell the community about what it was like to go to Piqua High School.
I think going to Piqua has been a huge blessing because so many grants and so many resources are at Piqua. Like, Fashner has the Surface Pros that has all the Adobe products. In Skeens' room, there's a bunch of studio equipment. There's all the Mac Minis, the iMacs. Fashner has so many art supplies. Like, he literally has a bookshelf just full of stuff that nobody even reads. Like, there's so many resources here, and if you see anything that catches your eye while you're at the high school, just take advantage of it. Just ask and keep pursuing it.
Well, thanks, Kai, for taking the time to be with us again today.
It's no problem.
We'll be right back here on the Senior Spotlight Show. And welcome back to our Senior Spotlight Show. Joining me now is our next senior, Elijah Klein. Elijah, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Elijah Klein. I came to the JVS sophomore year. I do pre-engineering lab. I'm going to UC for aerospace engineering, and it feels good to be back in the high school.
So what kind of activities have you been involved with since attending high school?
Well, I've been in soccer. I had to quit junior year because I just had so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I've just been kept to myself pretty much.
What has been your favorite memory from attending Piqua City School? So it doesn't just have to be high school.
Favorite memory would definitely have to be soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, that one was a big milestone in my life. Helped me learn a lot of things, gave me a lot of skills that I'll be using for the rest of my life, like communication, stuff like that. But yeah, that was definitely one of the biggest ones for me.
What do you think underclassmen have to look forward to when it comes to their senior year?
I would definitely say, well, I'm not going to say, graduating, because you get that bittersweet moment from graduating. I feel like the best part that they get to look forward to would be having more freedom to choose what classes they get into, because by that time they'll have a lot of their credits made up, they'll have a lot more free time, and they have more opportunities because most of them will be turning 18, so a lot of them will be able to go out into the workforce a lot better, have more opportunities then. So that's what I feel like they would have, most opportunities in.
You already talked a little bit about your future plans. Elaborate on that a little bit more. You said you were going to UC?
Yeah. So I've been planning on going to UC since 8th grade. And I'm happy I got in because that place is like my dream college. But I'm going there for aerospace engineering, which in short is basically just, building, designing, doing a whole bunch of stuff with satellites, spaceships, rockets, anything in that type of stuff, fluid dynamics, everything that has to do with anything when it comes to not on this planet.
Have you had any favorite teachers?
Yeah, so my favorite teacher would definitely be Mr. Kettering over at the JVS. He is one person that I look up to. He treats you like an actual person. Not saying that most people don't, but he actually sits down, talks with you, talks about your future plans. He gives you the best opportunities possible. He will help try to get you on your feet before you graduate.
What is some advice that you would give anyone going into high school?
My advice for anybody going into high school is don't start drama.
That's pretty good advice. Tell me anything else that you would like to add, what it was like to go to Piqua High School.
Piqua High School is definitely the best option for it because, I know a lot of people trash talk about Troy and Sydney and all of that other crap, but I feel like Piqua is a very good middle ground for people. Here you have a lot better opportunities than most schools do. You get a lot more options to work on hands-on stuff like in the media lab, engineering stuff right down the hallway and everything. And I feel a lot of people just don't appreciate that a lot because, if you really think about it, you're planning towards your future with that type of stuff, and it gives you good experiences, advice, stuff that you will actually need in life. And I feel like a lot of people just don't appreciate that enough. So my best advice to everybody would just try to, indulge in it a little bit more.
Well, thank you, Elijah, for taking the time to be with us today.
Yeah.
We will be right back here on the Senior Spotlight Show. Hello and welcome back to the Senior Spotlight Show. Joining me now is our next senior, Grace Pleasant. Grace, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Grace. I'm actually a senior at Pickwa High School, and I played girls tennis.
Is there any other activities that you've been involved with?
I did student council, interact club, model UN, and link leaders.
Damn, that's a lot of clubs.
There's a lot.
What has been your favorite memory from attending Pickwa City Schools? Doesn't just have to be a high school memory.
I would say just like the sporting events, like football games and basketball games. I think that's when I just like felt the most grateful to be going to Pickwa High School. Like I just felt like it was just an experience you can't even put into words.
What do you think underclassmen have to look forward to when it comes to their senior year?
It's so fun. Like there's so much less stress, and everyone just seems to like be friends with each other, and it's just a lot of fun.
What are your future plans?
I plan on going to the University of Dayton and studying business.
Why did you choose Dayton, and why did you choose business?
Dayton, it was between Dayton and Ohio State for me, and Dayton just has an atmosphere like a little bit closer to what Pickwa was like, and I really liked that.
Smaller kind of style of
Yeah.
school. What are some of your favorite teachers?
I would say probably Mr. Uhl and Mrs. Hoyne were my favorite teachers at Pickwa High School.
Why were they your favorites?
Mr. Uhl just like not only did he teach his class, like he taught a lot of life lessons, and it was just a really entertaining class.
What is some advice that you would give anyone going into high school? It's like an 8th grader coming in.
I would say just try to have fun. Like don't get too stressed out about like your grades and everything. Like they're important, but like high school's an experience you're only going to get once, so just make the most of it.
Tell the community anything else about what it was like to go to Pickwa High School.
I loved it. I'm really grateful that I got to go here. I think the people here are amazing, and all the teachers, like everyone really cares, and it was really great.
Well, thank you very much again for taking the time to be with us today. This will conclude this episode of the Senior Spotlight Show. Join us next time here on the Senior Spotlight Show. For Grace, I'm AJ. We will see you next time.